Imagine this. In 2024, solar and wind power generated more electricity in the US than coal, something once thought impossible just a decade ago. But here's the real shocker. The US is quietly building a new kind of power grid, one that might just upend everything we thought we knew about energy, jobs, and America's role in the global economy. So what's happening behind the scenes of this green energy revolution? And is this a revolution, or just evolution? Let's break it down. For most of the 20th century, America's power grid ran on one thing: fossil fuels. Coal was king. Gas was its crown prince. But over the last 10 years, something extraordinary happened. Solar panels began sprouting across rooftops in Arizona. Wind turbines stretched across Texas plains like giant metallic trees. And by 2024, renewables, wind, solar, hydro, accounted for nearly a quarter of all U.S. electricity generation. In Texas, a state synonymous with oil, wind now generates more power than coal. California? It added more than 35 gigawatts of solar. Just last year, the energy landscape was shifting, not just technologically, but ideologically. Critics once scoffed. What happens when the sun sets or the wind doesn't blow? That question used to be the Achilles heel of renewable energy. But not anymore. The price of battery storage has plummeted. In just 6 years, the cost of a 4-hour lithium-ion system dropped by more than 50%. And now, new battery systems can store power for up to 8 hours, enough to carry neighborhoods through peak demand after sunset. We're no longer just making clean energy. We're keeping it and using it when it matters most. Big tech might be pushing innovation, but it's policy that's fueling the engine. In 2022, Congress passed the Inflation Reduction Act, a sleeper bill with massive consequences. It extended tax credits for clean power projects, offered incentives for battery storage, and gave a major push to solar, wind, and even emerging technologies like green hydrogen. States weren't far behind. New York aims for 100% clean electricity by 2040. California's going zero emission by 2045. The message was clear. The future isn't just clean, it's backed by law. But to power the 21st century, the grid itself had to evolve. Enter the smart grid, a digital brain managing electrons like an air traffic controller. AI-powered systems now predict when and where to send energy, reducing waste and outages. And here's where it gets wild. In 2025, the U.S. Department of Energy launched an AI project to speed up grid interconnections for new wind and solar farms. By using machine learning, they cut waiting times by up to 30%. That means less red tape and more clean power faster. Now here's a twist you didn't expect. While renewables were rising, two old energy sources began to make a comeback: nuclear and geothermal. But this isn't your granddad's nuclear plant. Small modular reactors, SMRs, like the ones NuScale is building in Idaho, offer a safer, cheaper, and more flexible way to produce zero-carbon power. And they're already licensed for development. Meanwhile, geothermal, yes, the heat under our feet, is finally being tapped. Oil companies, data centers, even Google are investing in it. Why? Because it's always on. Unlike solar or wind, America isn't just betting on one solution. It's building a diversified, zero-carbon energy mix. Let's talk, people. This revolution isn't just about tech. It's about jobs. In 2024, over 140,000 new clean energy jobs were created. That's nearly 60% of all new energy hires. Think solar panel installers, wind techs, grid engineers, EV battery workers. Even better, these jobs pay well, and most don't require a college degree. Just training, skills, and grit. Former coal workers in Kentucky are now learning to assemble battery packs. Oil rig engineers in Texas are installing offshore wind turbines. The workforce is evolving, just like the grid. It's not just energy companies going green. Industry itself is changing. Data centers, the power-hungry backbones of the internet, are pledging 100% renewable energy. Google's already running some facilities on clean geothermal. Steelmakers are experimenting with green hydrogen. Cement plants are testing carbon capture tech. And a wave of new factories, making batteries, EV parts, turbine blades, are popping up from Georgia to Michigan. A new industrial age is dawning, and this time, it's sustainable. So, what does all this mean on the global stage? Energy independence, for one. In 2024, America's energy imports dropped to the lowest level in nearly 40 years. Clean energy isn't just good for the planet, it's good for national security. And as U.S. companies lead the way in battery storage, grid software, and renewable hardware, they're exporting solutions to the world. From India to Europe, America's green energy innovation is becoming a new kind of power, soft power. Here's the truth. The climate crisis isn't waiting. We're seeing its impact in floods, fires, and disappearing coastlines. But America's energy revolution shows what's possible when innovation, policy, and people align. We're not just building a greener grid. We're building a new economy, a new workforce, a new future. So the question is, will we finish what we've started before time runs out? If you found this breakdown insightful, hit the like button and share it with someone curious about where the world is heading. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think America's energy shift is fast enough? What gives you hope? Or pause? Subscribe to Econolocast for more stories where economics meets the future. See you in the next one.